Hello everybody, it's Alan, back with another morning car video. So this one is about a name, like choosing a name, stuff involving name. Now, in my older videos, of course, I talk about how I chose a name. I talk about that because I was making videos as I was going through that process a couple years ago. But I did want to make like one video that was just focused on the name issue. So, first of all, how about choosing a name when you transition? So, um, if you watch my old videos, you can certainly hear my previous name. Um, so my name Alan is quite similar to my original name. And that was a big component in me choosing my current name because I identified with having the first initial A. Um, it just felt sort of weird or foreign to me to have a name that sounded pretty different than my original name. Because, see, for me, I didn't hate my original name or anything like that. And you can tell, I mean, I say it's my original name. I don't use one of those other phrases like dead name or something. I don't like that personally because I'm the same person. I'm not dead. Just sounds so negative. So that's my personal opinion. But anyway, um, yeah, I didn't hate my old name. I mean, if it happened to have been more of a unisex name, I might have kept it. Um, so I wasn't looking for something that was very different. In fact, I was looking for something that was similar, just for my own comfort and identity. So, as I've said in past videos, the name Alan is a family name in my family, so that is a large reason why I chose it, because it had meaning. And I talked to my mom about, having a new name, choosing a name, and she did essentially vote for me to be called Alan. And that meant a lot to me because, my mom, and I guess my dad, but probably mostly my mom, gave me my first name originally. So I liked that connection. So I thought it would be meaningful for me to have my mom have some say in my new name, to some extent, and it just worked out that it's similar to my old name, so it worked. So that's basically how I ended up with the name Alan. And as some of you may know, there were maybe a couple months or something when before I went on T, when I was going by the name Austin, because that one also starts with an A, which I liked, and I liked the sound of it. Um, but the reason why I ended up not going with that is for reasons that I already just said, and also because um, it just seemed kind of random, as if I had just opened up a book of names and picked one that kind of sounded cool, which is the case, basically. And I I ended up not really liking that name situation where it was just sort of a random cool name. Um, I guess, how would I put it? I don't know. I guess I just wanted a name that was a little bit more traditional, or like less fashionable, less flashy, or something like that. Because a lot of trans people, when they choose a name, they choose one that is like in fashion, so to speak, in the present day, as opposed to names that were popular when they were born. And that's fine. I mean, I get the appeal of those interesting names. I considered some of those myself, but I figured just because of me and my personality, just my style, as you can tell by the clothes I wear, I'm not trying to stand out or anything like that, so uh, I just went with a name that was, I don't know, like sort of older. Speaking of older, something that I like is that actually both my original name and the name Alan are names of characters in the Canterbury Tales. The medieval, sort of medieval text by Geoffrey Chaucer, which I've studied a number of times as an English major. So I just find that gratifying that the names are in the Canterbury Tales in Middle English. But that's a side note. Um, so does that sum up me choosing my name? I think so. Yeah. Um, so when I had first chosen my name, it was an interesting process getting used to it. I remember one of the first times that I used a new name, which actually the name Austin, this was at a monthly trans men support and social group that I went to where I used to live. And like the first time I was there or something like that, when we ran around the circle, introduced ourselves, told how we were doing, and so forth. Uh, when we were going around the circle and it was coming up to be my turn, I had to really concentrate and like keep telling myself like say my new name, like don't say my old name. So it's just funny that that took a lot of concentration. It took a lot of getting used to. I mean, for a big stretch of time in the beginning there, when I had gotten my new name, which ended up to be Alan, I I had to really concentrate when I would send emails, especially work emails, to make sure that I didn't just automatically type my old name because like that's the memory of the typing is in my fingers, so it's so easy just to type what you're used to, especially when they start with the first two same letters. So that made me nervous sometimes, and sometimes I would send an email and then I would go like, wait, did I type the right name? I don't even remember. So that made me nervous sometimes, but I never had any bad mess ups with that. Um, and then now, in contrast, it's interesting that I am so used to my new name, Alan, like, I don't have to think about it when I introduce myself to somebody else. I don't have to think about it when I sign my name in an email, although once in a while I'll still be like, oh my god, I wasn't paying attention when I wrote that. Like, did I type the right name? And I did, but it's just in my mind. Um, so yeah, I do have a little bit of a fear sometimes, a minor fear of making a mistake, but like I said, that hasn't happened. Um, and what else? Um, so along those lines about being used to my name, I am used to it in the sense that it feels like my name now. Um, it's like, yeah, that's who I am. Um, so it's just interesting how you can get used to these different things over time. Um, yeah. I feel like I was going somewhere deeper with that, but maybe not. um, and, well, related to that, I feel like I've had some distancing over time from my old name. Like, I'll see my old name, and as time goes on, it's like sort of more and more weird. It's not like I hate it or anything like that, but it is a little bit uncomfortable, actually, to see my old name. I mean, it's different in different cases. Like, if I'm looking in the family photo album that has little descriptors that my mom wrote of the different photos and I see my old name there, like, that's fine because that was my name at the time. But if it's something like I get a piece of mail that has my old name on it, which still happens because, all those little companies, like the place where I bought my car, that was before I changed my name, so they still send me mail that has my old name, and it's like junk mail, so how do you change that? So I don't like when that happens. I mean, I don't hate it, it's not that big of a deal, but it is bothersome and weird. Um, I'm just thankful that I'm not living at a place where I'm trying to be stealth and I have, like, housemates who don't know that I'm trans looking at my mail, but then I probably wouldn't even be in that situation anyway, because if I was going to live with people, I would they would probably come up that I'm trans because I'm not trying to be totally stealth. That just takes too much energy for me. Anyway, um, yeah, so my old name does feel more weird as time goes on. So, um, I guess that probably sums it up. I can't think of anything else to say on this topic. Um, yeah. So let me know if you have any questions, comments, thoughts. Thanks for watching. Bye.